What is a 15-minute city, you may be asking? Okay, so we're told to imagine a future where you have everything you need within a 15-minute walk of your house. But hang on, that sounds like a good thing, doesn't it? Well, as usual, it's not quite as clear-cut as they are making out. Strap yourselves in, my dear realmers, because here we go again, down yet another rabbit hole. The dream. We are told that in the future, the 15-minute city will have everything you need. All your local services, goods, schools, hospitals, all located within a convenient 15-minute walk or bike ride. And we will admit, this sounds like a noble goal, and something that I think most people would love to have on their doorstep. There are many areas of the world where towns and cities have very little in the way of local infrastructure, and those areas deserve to be raised up and helped. We're told that not only would we have everything on our doorstep, but as a byproduct of this, we would also be cutting carbon emissions and helping to save the planet. As more people would walk or bike around their local towns, then emissions from cars would fall, reducing pollution. Okay, well, this all sounds brilliant. Sign me up then. But before you do that, wait just 1 minute while we tell you what could be actually going on here. And you might not like what you're about to hear. The threat. As always with politicians, what they say and what they may actually mean are two very different things. The problem and the worry with 15-minute cities is that to achieve the things that they say they want to achieve, certain rules, boundaries, and downright dystopian mechanisms have to be put in place, based on the fact that they have lied over and over and over again in the past, and indeed show no signs of changing their ways. How can we possibly trust these people with this sort of power? You see, to achieve their goals, you will need to walk or cycle pretty much everywhere, and while that sounds admirable, it does mean that your car becomes, well, shall we say, an inconvenience to them. And so, they could well try to take that away from you. You might think this is crazy, but some say this is already happening. I mean, just look at all the veiled attacks on car and van drivers that have already happened. Increased fuel prices, insurance premiums going through the roof, road tax, carbon tax, congestion charges, the list goes on and on. If this goes ahead, they will pretty much want you to give up on your car. And if you even have a car, it will be electric. If you've ever wondered why that is, check out our video on electric cars for a shock. No pun intended. But what happens when you do absolutely need to use a car? Firstly, they will want you to take a taxi, an electric taxi, possibly a self-driving electric taxi. But if that fails or isn't an option, you'd be set an allocation of trips, and outside of that, you'd need to ask permission to travel. And they say now, with huge friendly smiles on their faces, hey, don't worry, you'll be allocated hundreds of trips a year. But of course, we all know what happens there, don't we? It starts at 100 trips, then next year it's 50 trips, then the year after it's 25. And before you know it, you need their permission to move off your driveway or breathe oxygen. And it's not just cars, it's aeroplanes too. Want to take a family holiday this year? Oh, have you got permission to fly? Sorry, you've exhausted your travel allowance, maybe next year. You might think all this sounds insane, and we would agree with you, it does sound insane, but that doesn't mean they won't try it, or that they aren't trying it. Yes, that's right, it's already been rolled out in some cities to test it out, i.e. to see if they can get away with it. Remember voting on if you wanted that? No, you won't, because they never asked you, nor will they. And I know what some of you are thinking. Good luck enforcing that on everyone, it's an impossible task. And 5 years ago you would have been right, but if you've seen our video on AI, you'll know. In the near future, it won't be an impossible task at all. In fact, it'll be quite easy. So how could they possibly enforce this? Well, there's the usual closing of roads, bollards, and blockages. But it's the rapid advancements in AI technology and the ongoing rollout of state-of-the-art security cameras and surveillance equipment that will really enable it to happen. They will have eyes and ears everywhere. Think this is crazy? Just look at London right now. Want to travel into London? You'll be detected by a camera and charged an abhorrent fee for the pleasure of doing so. Now imagine these cameras everywhere, but repurposed to keep an eye on where you are traveling and how often you are doing it. A powerful central AI orchestrates the running of the system, and a digital ID linked to a CBDC, central bank digital currency, upcoming video on that soon, is ready and waiting to deploy a penalty fine, or worse, jail time. Again, some of you will be thinking, screw this, I'll drive where I like. But will you be able to in your electric car that's connected to the internet? Your self-driving electric car that can be remotely disabled, or even worse, remotely taken over at any time by your AI overlord? We are not saying this is 100% going to happen, but what we are saying is that you can see where this could go, based on the way the world has been heading and the ever-increasing totalitarian-like behavior of our so-called leaders recently. The question is, do you really want to trust these people with your freedom? So, where did the idea for the 15-minute city come from? Bet you can't guess. No, wait. You totally can, can't you? Yes, that's right. It's our old friends at the WEF again. Those lovable little scamps. Bless them with their cuddly plans for a new world order. Their cute little plots and schemes. And hey, they only have your best interest at heart, and they love you. So don't get asking too many questions. And should you wish to read all about this potential dystopian nightmare, you can check out the documents and videos they have produced all about it on the internet. One other thing to point out here, those who say world governments aren't the ones actually running the show, well, here's a prime example of that for you. A decree handed down from the WEF, rolled out globally. Okay, we've said our piece on that. So what happens next? So here we are, once again stood at the crossroads of a critical moment. What do we do about 15-minute cities? What can we do about them? Well, we'll say this. They want you to feel like you're just one person on your own, one person that cannot be heard, one person that cannot be seen. It's how they control you. But do you know the truth? The truth is you're not alone. The silent majority feel exactly the same way as you. They are just too frightened to say it out loud. So we say it out loud. Do not be afraid to question things. Even if your concern turns out to be wrong, it's your duty to ask the question. In humanity's history, the path we have taken has often been dramatically changed by the voice of one person, unafraid to stand up and speak the truth. Is that person you? If you've enjoyed this video, please like, share, and subscribe. Or maybe check out some of our other videos like The Threat of AI, The Hidden Truth of Electric Cars, Strange Occurrences at CERN, The Loch Ness Monster, or Bigfoot. Thank you for being here with us. Until the next time.